Howdy folks, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to, let's say, a spoiler episode. So I said in my previous video that I would start a campaign with the Soviet Union, but yes, true, but yeah, I'm a kind of an evil man, and I wanted to, let's say, just spoiler you a little bit. Some crazy plans that I have for Black Ice and for something else besides HOI4. And yeah, as you may have noticed, I've been playing some major nations: Italy, France. I will do the Soviet Union, and then of course I cannot play HOI4 with Germany. And as I did already in the past, a campaign with the Total War mod, in which I attempted to get a fully motorized Wehrmacht. Well, I think, guys, the time has come to do the same in Black Ice. See how much of a challenge is to recreate what I did in the Total War mod now in Black Ice. And just as I did for the Total War mod, I also introduced some very minor modifications. Maybe I just lowered down a little bit the volume because I hear it too high in my earphones. Yeah, I think it should be fine now. Yeah, I mean, I said I did some minor modifications, just like I did for the Total War mod. And first of all, I raised the amount of fuel capacity of the fuel silos of these buildings here, from 75, let's say, 75,000 units of fuel to 100. And second of all, I did increase, I multiplied by 10 all the fuel capacity modifier of the fuel storage technologies, which means that even the AI will now benefit from these increased fuel storage capacity, as you can see here. And yeah, so that's quite massive actually. And I also added a 50% of fuel capacity storage, even in the first research, let's say, yeah, of this fuel storage, which was not present in the original mod. And yeah, so far looks good, because yeah, Germany now has almost 800,000, I would say. Let's assume these are tons of fuel. And I also scripted couple of minor events for Germany, and let's just let some time tick in the game, and there we go, my friends. A fully motorized Wehrmacht, Guderian's wet dream. Soldiers and officers of the glorious Wehrmacht, time of modernization has finally come. If there is one lesson that we were taught by history, is that the days of marching foot-borne infantry and horse-drawn artillery are over. Commander, it is now up to you to make your decision. Which aspect of your future motorized Wehrmacht shall we focus on? Better engines with increased fuel consumption, cheaper but less reliable vehicles, or more reliable but expensive ones? Make your choice and more people will follow your lead. Give it up and the war will be lost even before it has started. So yeah, as always, I like to, let's say, challenge myself with those custom events that I can only come up with. And I decided, yeah, to give myself an option to choose between three bonuses, basically. Speed is the queen of the battlefields, which will give me this better engines that will increase the maximum speed of my vehicles, but as well, as you can see, the fuel consumption. So that's gonna be quite tricky, let's say. All three these decisions will give me also 100 army experience, just to yeah, reshape a bit the templates of my army, and also some free manpower to mimic, let's say, the people volunteering to serve into my motorized Wehrmacht. We can compensate quality with quantity. This will drastically reduce the production cost of my motorized equipment, as you can see, but at the same time, to, let's say, balance it, I also decided to reduce the reliability. So everything is multiplied by, let's say, 1/4, which means I could produce 4 times more um, vehicles, but at the same time they are 4 times less reliable. So I don't think this is the choice I would like to make. And the opposite is true. I mean, I can make more expensive, I mean, more reliable, but more expensive vehicles. And yeah, definitely my industry cannot deal with it. So I just scripted it just to tease myself. And this is insane. I don't want to do it. Is yeah, something that I will never click. And I added those insane negative modifiers just to prevent myself from choosing this option. So I have to choose one of these three, and to make the challenge more challenging, I would like to go with this option. So for me, speed is the queen of the battlefield. And since I'm not stupid, and since I already decided that I would have chosen this option, I also added a second event, which is the fuel problem. Commander, with an increased fuel demand from our improved engines, we are now facing the problem of how to deal with it. Shall we heavily invest in research to gain valuable knowledge in the field of synthetics fuel and fuel refining? Or shall we focus on how to enlarge our stockpiles to accumulate enough fuel reserves for our future military campaigns? So here I have the option between two choices. Knowledge is power, which will it's very tempting to choose it, and this is will give me a 10 uses of 2 years ahead of time reduced penalty for the fuel technologies, plus 50% of synthetic and fuel technologies research speed, which is very tempting. And I think I forgot to add some negative modifiers here, but anyway, I will not go with this one. I will go with this one actually. So we need a larger fuel reserve. And as you can see from the tooltip, this option will provide me with one fuel silo in every province which does not already have one. Of course, this comes at a price, because this is nice to get some fuel silos for free, but I will get, oh my god, this is really too high now. Yeah, okay, but it's really let's say it's nice to have free fuel silos, but I have to pay the price for 6 months of increased consumer goods factories, and a penalty in the building construction speed of minus 15%. And yeah, I would go with this one, because yeah, now this will raise the total amount of fuel stock by 5.7 millions of tons of let's say storage. That yeah, and of course this can be further increased by going down the respective tags. And actually, if we do this, and let's assume that I managed to research everything by 1939. This is 3 years ahead of time. Yeah, let's say 1941, before the war with the Soviet Union, and this will bring, holy moly, to almost 10 million of. Wow. I think that the challenge, besides motorizing my Wehrmacht, will be to stockpile enough fuel to fill up 10 millions of tons of liters, let's say, of fuel for my army. And yeah, so I think I'm looking forward to play this this challenge. And actually, yeah, let me just edit just one template. And oh, I forgot. You may have seen this technology, Modger1. This technology will actually, the only thing that it does is to reduce the combat width of my armored cars. I don't know if it's seen here, I can't see it anyway. But the armored cars in the original game do have a combat width of 1.5, and now they only have a combat width of 1. Let me just play around with it for a second. Okay, so this is how ideally the backbone of the German army will look like. So an historical motorized infantry division with 9 motorized infantry battalions, 3 motorized artillery, 1 motorized medium artillery, and 1 motorized anti-tank. There are a bunch of support units missing. I kicked out the heavy artillery because it makes no sense for me. And I replaced the motorcycle with armored cars, and it has a combat weight of 25. Now this is perfect for the combat weight of the game. And yeah, just look at the fuel usage. Is holy moly, it's almost 20. I don't know. I mean, imagine, let's say, fielding 100 of these, and this would mean consuming 2,000 units of fuel maybe per day. Oh my god. So yeah, 2,000. Yeah, I should have enough maybe, yeah, to fill up. Yeah. Wow, that's gonna be interesting, guys. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think that's all from me. But do not close the window yet, because the spoiler is not over. And yeah, I hope you will enjoy what's coming right now.